Good evening and welcome viewers to tonight's official coverage. Of course, it's Monday night, so we're back here at Rainlight Racing. So tonight it is round 5 at Sebring here for the Rainlight Racing boys in the LMU series. Round 5 at Sebring. I'm Davo, as always, right by my side. J-Man, how are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, evening, Davo. Good evening, viewers. Yeah, great to be back here on a Monday night, and a great night it is. We do have a special guest in the comms box with us tonight. None other
yes.
than Isaac Echikawa. You got us on comms, mate.
Hey, mate. Yeah, how you going? Good to be here. Thanks for allowing me to join in with the commentary. You know, they say double trouble, but I think tonight's triple trouble. So, yeah, let's see how we go, eh?
Yeah, no, it'll be an
True that.
absolute blast, mate. We've been sort of coercing this guy to jump in with us for a little while now and have a bit of a chat, and such an acute knowledge of some of the drivers out there, and obviously the racing as well. Certainly been behind the wheel a lot more than we have in the recent history. So looking forward to this one. And Sebring, you know, fantastic piece of racetrack, Isaac. 6 kilometres, 17 turns, and you were saying off camera a little earlier, quite a fan.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy driving around Sebring. It's quite the driver's track. You've really got to be on the 8 ball the whole time and not lapse any focus, because otherwise it'll bite you in the back end. And yeah, see how the boys cope with that tonight. I'm sure they'll do just fine, and it'll be some great racing.
Yeah, nice, mate. And Davo,
Yes.
based on what you've just seen out of official practice just before we came on
Yes.
live on air, obviously Matty Clark, you know, we talked about it. Can anyone stem the flow from
the masterclass that is Matt Clark? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, J-Man. Look, you know me, ever the fence sitter. So, but look, just given the way he's performed over the last couple of weeks, I don't expect anything less from him again tonight here as the boys get ready to roll out for qualifying. Boys, enough of the chit chat. We're going to get down to bits pretty quickly here.
Okay. Target number, boys. Come on. Davo never submits to this there, Isaac.
Oh, no, come on. Put your bets on, boys. Put your bets on.
Okay. Am I going first since I'm special guest? I'll go for a 2-minute 0.5.
2-minute 0.5. Any particular person you think is going to make that number?
The man with the jets on at the moment, old Matty Clark.
Of
He's
course.
looking pretty quick. He was looking quick through practice as well. So see how it goes tonight.
Okay, big numbers. So 2-minute 0.5. There you go. I'm going to be a little bit conservative. I'm going to say it's a 2:01.3.
Okay.
Davo?
I'm going to go in between. A high 2 minute. Okay, so.
Okay.
Specifics? High 2-minute.
A high.
Is that a 0.9?
What is that?
Is it a 0.9?
Is that a high 2 minute? Is that a 2:59? That's not going to win the race, is it?
Yeah. That's not correct.
Guess the old safety car.
That's not going to cut it.
Yeah. Hey, just a one there. Hayden Kegg sitting this one out tonight, which is a real shame.
Yes.
One of your buddies there, Isaac, not going to make it here tonight. But good to see Warren Baker tuning in as always. So.
And Mr. Average Isaac, who's in the comms box and chatting on the chat box.
I wonder who that is.
All the way from New York.
It's multitasking, J-Man. New York is it tonight, is it? Or this morning over there?
Yes, this morning. Yep.
So just remind us what time it is in New York at the moment, please, Isaac.
Currently for the viewers who will be watching, it's 4:37 in the morning here in New York, and I thought, you know what, I'm not doing anything, I'll join the boys in the commentary box, enjoy the racing, and yeah, we're going to have a great show tonight.
absolutely, mate. Couldn't have said it better myself. And I tell you what, so one of the boys that you know all too well sitting this one out, but there's another one here. Nathan Bewley, you mentioned not as much practice as he would have liked, if any, actually coming into this one. But we know the caliber, the performance that this guy can deliver. Is he going to take it to Matty Clark here? I mean, laps are going to start commencing very, very shortly, boys. We'll start seeing some time to roll through.
He could be the dark horse. I mean, I'll never not include old Bewley in the count, that's for sure.
You can't rule him out, can you?
Nah.
Yeah, hey, look, if a cycle up lap's anything to go by, boys, he was the quickest out of all of them on the opening lap there, 2:06.0. So got into it nice and early, did Nathan Bewley. He's going to get those tyres right into the operating window. But, hey, Joseph Marnie, saw him very, very quick in the practice session, and straight away on his opening lap, he looks fast as well. So obviously, that is a pit exit lap, and we're going to see those times drop significantly.
And guess, is that Harry Lawrence's Mercedes, J-Man?
Yes, it is.
Well,
yes, it is.
well. Who would have thunk it?
Don't count this guy out. Really, really challenging those first three names up there. And I mean, Gunther Rowe looks speedy here. I think the Porsche's going to work pretty well here tonight. Obviously, Marnie already showing us how well that thing's working, but Gunther Rowe can really fire a lap in there if he needs to. So bumpy old circuit, this one, boys. So
yeah, funny. We always, J-Man, we always talk about whether we're a fan of the track or not. And I think I'll say it. I've said it before about certain tracks here. I'm not a fan of racing this track, but as a broadcaster, I love broadcasting it because it just delivers such awesome racing. So yeah, not a fan as a driver, but definitely a fan as a broadcaster. As we just see Gunther Rowe actually step aside there on camera for, I think, is the official Simblac's car of Steve Crossan. And just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that of course, if there is something going on at Rainlight Racing, Simblac's always involved. Stefan over at Simblac's, big supporter of the Rainlight Racing community. So, mystery prize. Yes, absolutely. Both of them, J-Man. So yeah, mystery prize again from Simblac's for this season for one of the boys, one of the lucky boys. Who's your eyes on at the moment there, J-Man?
So I just saw Nathan Bewley light up the sectors. It just didn't quite deliver in the back sector there. Went in for a 2:02.5 versus Clarkie's 2:02.1. But however, he did own sector 1 on that lap, and he was personal best in sector 2. So he's already starting to feel the flow as Nathan Bewley. And mentioned about famous crossing. Obviously, he's in there provisionally third at the moment. Marnie, we talked about Marnie getting that Porsche to work, and he's got that thing revved up. He is in the next second bracket. He's a 2:03.1, but look for more out of that car. Yeah,
definitely don't discount Marnie. Look at that. It sort of surprises me. We saw it in pre-race as well that he had the car sort of towards the pointy end. Did a stellar job. Very spectacular last week in the pouring rain. And got plenty of airtime as he wrestled that thing around like a bloody rally car all night, J-Man. But yeah, definitely coming on the last couple of rounds. So definitely one to watch. Like we mentioned, Harry Lyons, no surprise to see him in the top 5. Nick Firth, Doug Dale, Fraser, Carson and Mitchell rounding at the top 10 provisionally in qualifying. J-Man, who's getting the magentas now? Do we need to keep an eye on Bewley here and Clark?
Matty Clark, magenta sector 2, personal best sector 1. He's building into a lap here that looks like he's going to go deep into the 201s here, boys.
Bewley in tow, actually. These guys actually running, well, sort of nose to tail. I think that's actually, that might be, oh yeah, it's the Gunther Rowe in between the two. So there you go, Clarkie across the line. There's the 01.
Yeah, 10th more Clarkie, and you'll make me look better than I really am.
The road.
I get the feeling with 3 minutes to go, Isaac, that these times are going to drop lower than what I'm predicting.
Yeah, look, qualifying can be so much like a race day where we're exhausted after it because these guys push so hard towards the end, and we see plenty of action on the timing boards as it winds down. And that's just the qualifying. Like, really, these guys on point. Pete D. Oh, as we just pick him up on camera, back in the Ferrari into the fence. Just pipped Marnie for fifth position there. Crossland now slipped down to 7th, so struggling to get that thing hooked up in qualifying. Does that surprise you guys?
Yeah. And Isaac, you heard me mention Gunther Rowe can stand up and deliver a lap. Well, he's done that with a 2:02.1 to go provisionally on the front row. A guy that you've battled over the seasons, mate. Your expectation, you think he could stay there?
Yeah, I reckon Gunther can stay there. He's a top man, top driver, and yeah, he deserves to be where he is.
Oh, look, you just cursed him.
I've just cursed him. Look at that.
Yeah, that's what happens when you
got on the curb and yeah.
So
old commentators curse.
Commentators curse. Like, see, you're even new to this, Isaac, and you just.
Here we go. Isaac's numbers could be coming here.
Yeah, there you go.
Matty Clark with 2 magentas. It's going to be better that 2:01.457. He looks really, really good. Sector 1:45.5, 32.2. Middle sector's impressive.
Okay.
2:09. Davo's on the money.
Ooh, Davo's on the money there.
Okay, who's shouting? Who's shouting the beers after this? Oh, says, oh, that's enough. Has a little half spin in jubilation. Too busy looking down at the timing board. Row across the line, J-Man. I don't think there's any game there for Row. No. And he slides it. Oh, he so nearly had that. Gave him a little bit of a take slap to the end there, but these guys. Well, it's that bumpy T1. That is a scary corner, eh?
Yeah, hey, look, and that was off the back of the Ichikawa's commentator's curse that was thinking. Yeah. Gunther was trying to cycle those tyres back into race trim. Came across for a 2:15.0, and now, obviously off that lap that we were talking about, and he just couldn't get that tyre to come back. And
that's Lawrence in the fence as well. These boys literally getting these cars across the line, and not some of the guys at the point end definitely not looking for an extra lap in this. At the moment, provisionally, we have Matt Clark on the top of the list. Harry Lyons joining him on the front row provisionally there. Steve Crossland got the row. Steve Crossland, famous Crossy, getting it onto the second row there nicely in the Simblacks car. Nick Firth in 5th. Bewley, Marnie, Dawson,
Sting on the tail coming from Bewley, Davo.
Bewley, watch Bewley.
Yeah, sting on the tail here from Bewley. Personal best, sector 1:62, 45.5, almost matching Matty Clark in the first sector.
Down the back straight, David.
3, the 10th away in the second sector. This could threaten Steve Crossland for the front row here. If he can nail this final sector, he has got the numbers all a little bit wide into Sunset. Can he get it back? Tucks it down a little bit tight, give him a good throttle percentage on the exit to deliver this lap. Might have lost a 10th there. Hugs the left-hand side for the shortest distance to the line and goes P2 with a 2:01.5.
Nice work from Nathan.
Well done, Bewley. Impressive stuff late in the piece.
Never count Bewley out, can you? He's always,
it, mate.
like I said earlier, the dark horse.
Stellar work from all of the boys. J-Man, Clarkey back in the pits. Bewley just warming down. Lawrence in the pits. I think Crossland. I think all the boys are in the pits. Who's out? Sam Carson's out. What are the 777 drivers, J-Man? Made a good showing last week in the rain as well. So nice work from Sam crossing the line.
P11 it is.
And Max Moiler. Sorry, I won't butcher that anymore. I'll let you guys do it as he rounds the final corner. Maxime Moiler. I did it. I'm just sorry. I'll shut up now. Thanks, ladies.
Maxime ended up in P13.
P13.
So,
In front of
fantastic.
Merlin. Yes.
Yeah, fantastic qualifying once again. A couple of big hitters up there, Matty Clark and Nathan Bewley, and Harry Lawrence also banks a good lap in there, 1-7. Crossland, Gunther. As per usual, boys, the cream rises to the top in these situations, and you go through that list, and man, other than obviously we've lost Costas Makrolos there, who was incredibly quick in the opening practice session. The expected names at this point going forward, however, for me, Joseph Marnie, starting from P7, watch this guy, watch the performance, the VE usage of this car, and the way that he drives this thing. I reckon there's a minimum top 5 in this car here tonight, if not a fourth. So that's my pick. Joseph Marnie I reckon he's one to watch here tonight.
Definitely. J-Man, we do have the points up on screen there. If we want to just run through that just quickly while these guys get sorted and get the cars on the grid. There's a bit of a tight battle going on at the top there, isn't there?
Absolutely. Harry Lawrence there, 158. So 4-point swing there over Matty Clark. Bewley in third, Costas and then fourth, and Gunther Rowe, Chris Fraser, Marnie, Robbie Mitchell, Pete Dawson, and Hayden Tegg obviously going to sit this one out. That's a close battle between Teggy and Sam Carson as well. Obviously, Sam Carson new to LMU.
And Nick Firth actually in that little fight there too, isn't he, J-Man?
He is,
well and truly.
But look at that one there. So think about that tonight. Robbie Mitchell, Pete Dawson in a real good battle in the championship, and they're separated.
By
PD
nothing.
qualifying 8th and Robbie Mitchell 10th. So look for that battle out there on track.
Yes, and then we have Crossy, Doug Dale, Isaac here in the comms box, not competing tonight. In 15 currently, Ken Worcester, Lee Perkins, the magician. Oh, well, sometimes he's a magician of putting it backwards into the wall. But either way, the magician Lee Perkins. We got Hayden Crossing on that list, as well as Rodrigo and Maxime as well, and a couple of negative points there. I'm not sure what that's about. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, enough of that malarkey. We are going to thank Sim Blacks once again for their support for Rainlight Racing in their LMU series here at Firth for 2026. We are already well on our way through it. It is round 5, and we're at Sebring tonight. Obviously, MatchFit on board once again as the major sponsor this year for the Rainlight Racing 2026 LMU series. We'll call it the MatchFit LMU series, J-Man. Plenty to play for in the points. We are at Sebring. We do have a special guest in Isaac Ichikawa. And obviously, just, Davo and J-Man's ugly mugs here, as always. Welcome aboard, everyone.
Yeah, so I was going to ask Isaac, we're just looking, obviously, a lot of cars gone to the grid. Nathan Bewley leaving it till around about 25 seconds to go. What's sort of going through some, the driver's minds when they're doing that? Was that late changes to the setup, or just maybe a quick pit stop or a drink? What's the story with that sort of stuff, mate?
Above.
Yeah, I think it's all of the above. Could just be making sure everything's correct. You don't want to have your qualifying tyres on, and then that gives you a little bit of a tyre wear deficit. So just making sure everything's right, ready to go. Quick water break, toilet break, and just settle the nerves, and for the first couple of laps, just try and get into a rhythm, and settle into it, eh?
Yeah, nice. And obviously the start procedure, real critical here. A very, very fast flowing turn 1. Not a lot of room at times for one car, but look for this one to be pretty busy down here, boys. And especially with Nathan Bewley, we know that the initial laps, he's got good sprint pace. So I reckon Matty Clark's going to have his hands full here, lads.
Yeah, it should be a great race. Excited to see how the boys go, and sit back, relax, and enjoy this one, viewers. And
It is all going to go green any second here. ladies and gentlemen, 14 cars on track, round 5 at Sebring. Through, good clean start, good drag race up into one. Already having a look at Clark on the outside, definitely the wrong side of the track, but as Lawrence on Crossland, and I think Lawrence is going to get this done. Oh, Gunther Rowe tucked right up behind, as is Firth. Marnie, J-Man, you call Marnie. Look at these guys side by side. Lap 1, turn 3. Woo!
Nice work there from Marnie, just to slip across to the right, just to cover off Nick Firth. He got the job done on the inside. Now he's going to grab the draft there from Gunther Rowe, but look at the pace of the Aston here.
Look at him in
front
front here.
Up a move here. Marnie just driving the middle line there, giving Firthy no option, but up the front, it is Nathan Bewley trying to go with Matty Clark. There's a little air gap between 3rd and 4th in this trio here, which is Steve Crossland, Gunther Rowe, Steve Crossland, and Joseph Marnie, and then Nick Firth on the back. It is hot already.
Crossland and Rowe side by side again. These guys are not going to give it up here. Let's get back out of the front of Marnie's car. Rossi pushing hard. That ever twitchy Aston of his always looks like it's trying to kill him, J-Man.
Yep.
And Marnie, that is just allowing Marnie and obviously Firthy and the rest of the field staying in touch. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is only lap 1.
Yeah, look, I like where Joseph's at the moment. What's your thoughts, mate? He's just sort of staying out of trouble there, sitting there in P6, just watching Crossy and Gunther going to work, and this is danger zone. He'll be the guy on the spot. And look at the margin he made there by those guys. Just a little bit of indecision on who was where, and he just made huge margin on the spot the difference.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing the right thing there by just sitting back and letting the two of them hustle it out. He's not losing any time to the position behind, to Firth. And yeah, I guess he's just waiting it out and seeing what happens between Gunther and Crossy.
Smartly so. So good, tight.
More Warren Baker. He is a great addition. We'll have to get him up here a bit more.
Yes, definitely. So good, clean start, boys. Lap 1, everybody pointing in the right direction, so that's a plus. But yeah, look, plenty of fight going on as well. Elbows are out. It's very, very tidy start to this race, J-Man.
Yeah, it is. And g'day Sue, as I just see Sue tuning in. Watch the young fella go to work, and he is definitely doing that again. Once again, Matty Clark making some margin, but yeah, very clean lap, and we love to see it. And we'll get an idea within the next 5 or so laps as to who's trending and which way with their VE and the attitude of the cars as these things really come up to full racing temperature. Now the drivers also get themselves into a rhythm, and talk about rhythm. Matty Clark already magenta sector 1, sector 2. He is looking to sprint away, probably not at all concerned about the VE. Oh, uses every bit of racetrack as he comes out onto the Ullman straight out of 16 Le Mans corner there.
Yeah, and actually in regards to that, J-Man, the hustle and bustle between Crossy and Rowe has actually created a little bit of a gap between the top 3.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering if that'll be something that the top 3 guys consider in terms of VE saving, if they want to push, if they want to VE save, because they do have that slight gap. Definitely. With Crossy and Gunther.
Yeah, and you guys are so aware of that, your surroundings there and those gaps there, as we just see Gunther and Gunther Rowe and Crossland again side by side across the start finish line, and Marnie just like you mentioned, just being able to tuck in there behind. He's not really getting in the fight, but that is allowing him to do maybe a little bit of fuel saving.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, on the contrary though, based on the numbers, Marnie's using just a touch more
okay,
than the other boys at the moment. Like just, yeah, I wonder whether he should maybe just get in there and look to roll off a little bit, just try and buy. He's about a 0.5% back on these boys at the moment by my calculations. And if he wants to stick with this battle, if he thinks that the battle's too far up the road, maybe just roll out of it, stick with these guys and look for that, what we talked about off camera, boys, that overcut situation where he's potentially got to sit in pit lane a little bit shorter time. But maybe BOP-wise, maybe the Porsche here just using a little bit more energy than those two cars in front of him. However, one of them is a Porsche, so that surprises me a little.
Interesting, J-Man, nonetheless, because, like, obviously, without VE, you know, like, you could argue that if these guys are actually slowing Marnie down and he wants to stay with the top three, then he would pit early, wouldn't he? You know, like, and maybe get into the pits and try and get out of that fight, get some clean air and make some time in clean air. But obviously with VE and these guys limited to that burn, they're limited to their strategy, aren't they?
Yeah, there's quite a sweet spot, because around a track like this, you kind of want to be in the tow, because if you're in the tow, you can save a little bit of VE.
Yep.
But if you're out by yourself, trying to save VE, you probably lose more time because you're not able to lift off the throttle as much as you would if you were following someone. So it is quite tricky making that decision. Personally, if I was Marnie, I'd be thinking about how much time am I losing? Am I actually quicker than these two up the front, Cooper and Crossy?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. And look, as you were just talking about it, Isaac, we see there Rowe with a little bit of a slip in the Porsche through T1 there. It's allowed Crossland past. Obviously, that'll change the dynamic of the battle, you know, right there, because Crossland drives obviously differently to Gunther. So Mano just like you mentioned, just sits in there behind it, doesn't he? Just no threat from Firthy, so to speak, and just hanging in there.
I'll tell you what I am seeing, guys, is something that will come to fruition a little bit later in the piece. And I'm going to pick on the 93 car of Harry Lawrence out there, just tucked in behind Nathan Julie at the moment. Now, these guys are around about 2 seconds behind Matty Clark. But what I can tell you is that Mercedes, would you believe it, is making about 0.4% VE on the two cars in front of him. He's burning around about 3.9% per lap versus their 4.3. So, you know, we talk about, you know, rather than saving it, look, he's sticking with Nathan Bewley at the moment, and he's still making pit time effectively, Isaac, is one way to look at it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right there, J-Man, that he's not really losing any time. He's actually gaining time when it comes to the pit stop later on in the race.
And very much that lap on pace with the leader. Matty Clark had the fastest lap of the race on a 202.4, and Harry Lawrence at 202.8. So
yes, so plenty going on. Look, and look, while you guys were discussing VE numbers, in the background there, Steve Crossland sneaking, well, should I say Gunther Rose sneaking past.
Getting back past.
Steve Crossland. Steve Crossland still, I think, would prefer to be in front of that Porsche and challenge Gunther immediately after the pass again for that position. So this fight's not going to go away. These guys clearly on the limits here, pushing very hard as we see Crossland unforced going around.
Yeah. Oh, and he just gives the fence a little kiss as he flips it round the right direction to get going again, getting dirty on himself.
Slightest tag on the fence there, J-Man. Looks like everything intact. Rear splitter and spoiler. Should I say diffuser and spoiler intact there. So, look, again. So, look, what we do know now is Gunther will be taking a few deep breaths and going, I've got a little bit of clean air here. How long will he have that clean air, though? I reckon Marty's going to be right there, taking Crossland's place any moment. Yeah,
for sure. It's unfortunate about Crossy having a spin down there. very easy to do because it's such a slow entry speed corner, and you've got to get straight back on the throttle on exit. It'll be interesting to see what Crossy does, if he pits early or if he just runs out his normal race. I would say generally around lap 8 or 9 you might see Crossy come in, depending on his VE burn, but just keep an eye on Marnie, see if he can close that gap in there with Gunther.
Okay, so him not having any damage changed his perspective on, I suppose, to stop early on that too. And the car does look clean, so you'd sort of maybe suspect that he'll carry on.
Yeah,
possibly,
hey, look,
if there's no damage.
Yeah.
predicted sort of 36 to 37 laps based on the pace at the moment too, Isaac. That would obviously play mathematically into when they might be able to short stop and run home deep with having enough fuel and VE to make that distance too. You talk about that 8 to 10 laps, that probably sounds pretty fair based on what we're seeing. If the pace currently carries on, it could increase to 37 as we see Matty Clark go through with a 2:01.9. That's quali pace, boys.
Hey,
Sorry, no, it's a second away from quali pace.
Did I win a prize in qualifying for?
I wasn't going to bring anything up. There's a little bit of sign language between myself and Isaac. Just hoping.
Yeah, just keeping it on the down low.
That'd be right.
Anyhow, moving on. Yeah, well done, mate. I feel like that was, you were throwing a dart.
Yeah,
It was
you
kind
know
of
me.
still on the, it was on the fence because Isaac went low, I went high, and you were like, oh, I can't go wrong if I go in the middle of these two blokes.
True,
But,
that's true. He had no other choice.
Hey, you guys are ganging up on me already. You guys actually been here 5 seconds. Maxime and Lee Perkins going into battle there on camera. And I think Maxime probably coming out second best there. A little bit of side-by-side action to the back. In the back end of the middle sector there. That is Steve Crossan car now slotted in between those two boys in recovery mode through that extremely long and a bumpy. Man, this place is a goat track. That last corner is so bumpy.
yeah, now just a little pick up as well. P6 and P7, that's Nick Firth and Pete Dawson, a couple of really astute racers. Put the time in here to LMU. I think they've been here as long as we have, sort of thing. I think Firthy for sure, PD really took to LMU. Now both these guys, renowned known for really working into their race. We'll talk to Nick Firth a little bit later. Actually, I think they gate crashed the comms box at the end of the night last week. A few of them.
They did.
And,
both of them. All of them.
Firthy saying it took probably, you know, half to 3/4 of the race to get in the zone of what the car and himself needed to do to gain pace around that very wet Sao Paulo racetrack. And tonight, even here, just watching them, P6, P7, these guys will just keep chipping away at Joseph and Gunther Rowe here. You know, these boys definitely play the long game.
Yeah, they both play it really well as well, J-Man. Both gentlemen racers. And look, consummate mid-pack drivers at the pointy end of the mid-pack, mind you, but they definitely keep the guys at the pointy end honest. One slip up and these guys are always on track with the car pointing in the right direction, so they're ready to pounce, that's for sure. But look, I don't know, the pace and PD over the last few weeks, and Firthy, mind you, definitely worthy watching. And as they chase down, who is that in front of them? It is Marnie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely watch that space as the race goes on. You already talked about the Porsche.
Harry Lawrence.
Marnie's VE burn. That is Bewley off as well, J-Man.
Yeah, look, and I was just about to pick up once again. I talked about Harry Lawrence making good margins on the VE. He's last 5-lap average is obviously 4% on average he's burning. Last lap was a 3.9% versus Matty Clark's 4.7. We talked to Matty Clark about what this looks like at the pit lane at the back end, and he said, look, the guys can comfortably make 2 to 4 seconds on strategy with energy recovery throughout the race. And so, you know, we heard Matty talking about sprinting and making that margin upwards of 8-9 seconds, that he's really covered himself off for that sort of situation. But currently 3.7 seconds is the deficit for Harry Lawrence, and he's still lapping 2:02.3. Hang on, what was last lap? 2:02.4 is his average. 2:02.6 is Matty Clark's average, and that will be by way of him throwing the odd 2:01 in there. So, Davo, Isaac, I think there's plenty more to play for this as long as he can keep that margin. I think under 5 seconds, there'll be some good spirited battle at the back end of this between Harry and Matty Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That's right there, J-Man. Once the pit stops all come into play, it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens. I mean, just going back to last week at Interlagos, Harry, he's a wizard doing that last lap move on Gunther Rowe. So dark horse Harry is, so keep an eye on him towards the end of the race and see what he can pull out of the bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so
last lap, obviously it was the beginning of the last lap there, at the end of the last lap or the beginning of this lap. We did see that change of position between Bewley and Lawrence there, guys. I wish we had a good replay system on LMU, but we don't. I just wondered whether there was maybe a little bit of a, you know, like a bit of a elbows out, little confrontation between there, or whether Bewley just made an unforced error. Either way, the positions has changed, and like the boys were just alluding to, and given some detail around, now the VE burn is very much in play. Lap times and the like, this will start. Look, we see this week in, week out. This top, it can be played out. At least the top 2 can be played out in the pit lane, and we suspect we're going to see that again this week. Gunther Rowe holding his own in 4th at the moment. Marnie in tow. Firth, Dawson. All the boys settling in a little bit. Carlton and Dugdale. All of these cars spread out a little bit from only a couple of laps ago, where we saw Firth PD nose to tail. We saw Carso and Dugdale nose to tail. So how it can quickly change over just a couple of laps as the field gets settled in. Steve Crossland holding our top 10 position in the number 43 Sim Blacks Aston Martin, holding our 10th position. Nice work. Maxine in 11th. Robbie Mitchell in 12th in one of the Porsches. And we've got a DNF, a couple of DNFs already via
we have
Lee Perkins and Chris Fraser. Boys, what have we got eyes on at the moment?
So personally myself, I am watching Ken Dugdale go to work, and I just watched him just quietly there for the last lap, and just watching the attitude of this Porsche. And he's very much in touch with Sam Carson at the moment. And look for that battle to formate. Yeah, it's a shame for Lee Perkins too, Dave. A good pick up there. We talked on camera, off camera a little earlier. Wondered whether maybe Perkins had shot down at Melbourne and grabbed Oscar Piastri's kinetic energy unit. And
quite possibly. Quite possibly. Yes.
But good battle. Two good, very, very good battles. Nick Firth, Pete Dawson, and also Sam Carson and Ken Dugdale is looking really good as we head towards. We've still got 55.5 minutes left to run on this one, and look, no one jumping out of the cycle yet, Isaac, as far as pit stops and trying to get themselves out of sequence, because the field a little bit spread out at the moment, and guys probably pretty happy with what they got underneath them.
Yeah, exactly. If I was in the same situation where you're not really losing time, you're not really gaining time, it's kind of a middle ground, I would probably just stick with the person in front, because then you risk, if you pit early, you might get then held up by the people who are running slower lap times, and you might take some time to get past them, and you actually end up losing more time. So if the field's spread like this, then I think it's totally reasonable to just stay out on track.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you were saying, the Carson Dugdale battle looks like something to keep an eye on going off the Delta, and the Firth Dawson, the old gentleman drivers, Firthy and Dawson. You know, as you guys know, they've been around for a while, and very, very solid races. They'll keep you on your toes, and very respectable as well.
Absolutely.
As yes, mate, as that little gap, the gap between them actually closes up again. Big shake. Who's that? Or who was that just went off? Going backward? It is Gunther Rowe out of one.
Yeah.
Ouch, Gunther now relegated to 10th position again. Yeah. My wish is for great replays on LMU. Please, please LMU, supply some good stuff. But yeah, obviously, I'd say that Porsche just, you know, saying, look, Gunther, this is as far as we're going to push this relationship through this corner before giving up the ghost and getting a little bit sideways there. Car looks undamaged though, boys. So that's a plus, and he can carry on. We did see also Steve Crossland turn unforced earlier, as we have maybe a couple of other boys. Steve Crossland, like Isaac pointed out, probably the slowest corner on the circuit, you know, so just, you know, clearly trying to pick up the throttle maybe a little bit too early in the Killer Aston. The Simblacks, official Simblacks, 23 car. But yeah, Gunther Rowe back into 10th position. So things are changing. That has put Joseph Marnie now in 4th. Okay, he's been gifted that position. Firth and Dawson all moved up a position, as did Carson and everybody above the top 10. Just look at that camera there, and just see how many cars there are. Pretty much back to 9th position there from Marnie back. So 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th respectively. There you go. There you can see them all right there. All in camera shot. So that is one serious mid-pack, boys. Oh,
yeah, that's right. Oh,
shit.
someone's gone off in the
Carso back into the fence there. We just called it back a shot. Again, car just bouncing off the wall ever so gently there. And looks unscathed. Look, I can't believe we've seen this many cars touching the tyres without rear wings missing. So these guys are very lucky here tonight. It doesn't take much to knock a wing off in these cars, eh?
No, it doesn't. So it's very, very lucky.
I tell you what, there's a fascinating battle starting to form in this race up the front, boys. Matty Clark. So I've been analysing just while you guys have been just, you know, big shoulders, just carrying me at the moment, so I could just wander off and look at some data. And I tell you what, 2027 last lap round for Matty Clark with a last lap fuel or VE burn of 4.3%. Harry Lawrence, 2023 last lap round with a 3.9% average.
Yeah,
that was actual last lap. So 4% 5-lap average versus 4.5 for Clark. But get this, Bewley, he was a 2022, so the fastest of the lot, and he was around 4.3%. He has been hovering as low as 3.9% as well, so a bit of an air gap. He has got 6.3 to the leader and only a couple of seconds back behind Harry Lawrence. So albeit the gaps look big out there, there is a battle down pit road that is going to happen at some point. So
yeah, no, it's so true, Jay, man. The on-track action doesn't look much, but you know, given the data, the the race is well and truly on. As we just watch Marnie there sneaking through one. Look, the first and last corner on this track is probably one of the major reasons I don't like this place. It's seriously bumpy. I think it might be just my skill set, you know, slow.
Interesting though.
Yes.
Obviously
My
Isaac-
skill set?
No,
driving?
no,
That's not.
that's not that interesting. But no, I just want to pick up from Isaac, who's obviously driven this track a lot more than we have. Just the willingness for these guys, Marnie with a big slide, sorry, to use the curbs up through 3, 4, 5, Isaac, and obviously the road surface itself not overly bumpy there, and the cars look pretty happy to do it. However, you get down to what David was saying, turn 1, they're pretty much staying off the curbs. The final sunset bend down there at turn 17, once again not using the curves, but the undulations in the road really upsets the cars, so it just really gives you an insight to this track. So your thoughts, you know, on that? Do you set the car up differently for the bumps here?
You can set the car up differently. You can make it a little bit either soft, the suspension softer or harder, depending on how you like it to feel when you do go over those bumps.
Yep.
Some cars I found, like the Lexus, for example, when I was driving it last season, loves the curbs,
Just to eat them
and
up.
the Lambo doesn't like the curbs because it completely upsets the car, especially with the engine being in the rear. And I'd say it's probably very similar with the Porsche. But yeah, like I was saying earlier to you guys, that Sebring's one of those tracks that will it'll bite you in the backside if you're not paying attention. It requires 101% of your focus, and yeah, if you're not careful, it'll get you.
Now, just one of the pickups, I'm not sure what sort of telemetry yourself as a driver gets in here, but obviously data for myself on here. Obviously I can, you know, read a lot of stuff like virtual VE usage, last lap, 5 lap average and stuff, but I've got one up there, Isaac, I'm hoping you can shed a little light on it. Currently looking at the numbers, Matty Clark's is hovering between minus 20.4 to minus 19.8. Fluctuates obviously as he's obviously on the brakes and stuff, but when I look at the likes of Harry Lawrence and Nathan Bewley, Harry Lawrence minus 16.2, Nathan Bewley minus 14.5, is that a predictive on energy required at this point?
Yeah, when you're driving, you can actually see on the pit stop heads-up display. It'll tell you how much required VE and fuel you need, and you can either go off that, or what you can do is before the race starts, you can put in into the fuel calculator that you can find on Google. You can put in your average sort of lap, how much VE burn you're doing and fuel burn, and then it'll either give you two options. It'll give you an option of hitting early, saving fuel, or running it to empty. Now it's different again. Yeah, three options. The time is obviously showing what time it is clearly. Now it's different when you've got a hypercar, for example, because that throws a whole nother spanner in the works, obviously, because they do the lap quicker, so then the lap counter will go up, and then you've got to change the fuel and the VE on the fly.
Okay. So a lot going on out there for the drivers. I mean, we got, you know, we got effectively, well, I have around about 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 3 seconds to analyse this stuff without looking at everything else. These guys have got to pedal these things hard around a racetrack. And talking about hard around a racetrack, Nick Firth is just nibbling away into the margin there for Joseph Marnie. And Marnie, based on the comments as well, Josie is doing incredibly well at the moment. So, however, he's coming under a lot of pressure from Nick Firth, and that battle is shaping up to be an absolute ripper. As Nathan Bewley just goes magenta for Sector 1. Really? So we are 15 laps into this race, and Bewley has not lost any pace out of that tyre through Sector 1 in the Lexus. He looks incredibly good. Last lap round was a 2:02.3. Harry Lawrence
So
must have got a cut.
15 minutes too, mind you, J-Man. It's literally half an hour of racing, and you know, the car's well beaten by that. Look at, just sorry to change the subject, Nick Firth on money. What is going on with money? Is he distracted? Is he looking for a pit stop? Is he distracted by his pit menu here? Firth all over the back of him now. Money not looking comfortable in the Porsche.
Yeah, it just looks, I don't know if Isaac can pick up on this as well, but Nick's can place the car just a little shallower everywhere and just pick his line a little bit easier than Josie at the moment.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that. It looks like Josie may be feeling just a tad uncomfortable in the car, whether or not that's because Firthy's all up in his rearview mirror or not.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll have to ask him later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just looks like Firth's a lot more comfortable on turning, braking, accelerating.
Definitely, and I think we probably spotted that in camera there. You can see the gap change now back to Firth there. I think he nearly clipped the inside wall there, Isaac, into the final corner there, and really had to get out of that corner. Put him wide, and lost probably half a second because of it.
Yeah, it's invited Pete Dawson back into this too, isn't it? Because they had a little bit of margin on PD, but anyway.
It could be interesting to see also how when Gunther Rowe catches Crossy. At the moment they're about 3 seconds apart, but we want to keep an eye on later on in the race.
Yes. So last lap averages for the boys up the front, Matty Clark 4.5%. It's been pretty solid around that. 4.4, sorry, 4% for Harry Lawrence, 4.3% for Nathan Bewley. So Harry Lawrence still looks good in this, and he's just hovering around that 3.6 to 4 seconds, depending on where they are on the racetrack. So Eddie, with a really big racing IQ, he'll be fully aware based on the numbers what that means when it comes to pit time. We've talked to Clarkey about this, and he's so aware of what's going on, not only with his fuel and VE usage, but the guys around him as well. So just pulls that down a little bit actually. 4.3 that time virtual versus 3.9 for Harry Lawrence versus 4.3 for Nathan Bewley. So once again, this one is going to get a little spicy, I think, come pit stop time. I think Harry Lawrence just needs a little bit more. I think he'd probably be a little bit more comfortable if he was around about 3.2 seconds behind, not so much 3.8. So
No, good point. And look, we've seen it. Look, we haven't given him a lot of airtime camera-wise over the last 10 or 15 minutes or so, but like since Lawrence went past, there was like a fairly healthy gap immediately, but I think Bewley has literally reined that in a little bit. And
did you put the camera on him then, Davo?
Yeah, well, not the first time, mate.
No, I just saw him with a run wide down at 7 there, and I was just like, surely Davo just put the camera on him.
I'm gonna walk away now. Who's someone safe? We're gonna give Matty Clark some airtime.
Oh, you want to slow Matty Clark down?
Yeah, okay. And I'm literally gonna walk away for a moment from the mic and let you guys talk about Matt Clark. And I'm gonna see what happens when I come back.
Yeah, right. Well, me and Isaac will just analyse. Obviously, he's just coming through. Where is he at the moment? He is
on the back end of the track.
Yeah,
coming down to the back end, back straight.
Yep. We'll just watch
it's
body
going to be
language.
very close. See how he goes into this corner.
Yeah, he opts for that shallow line in, really, really tight, stays on the throttle percentage a long time, and then just waits for it. So, traditional double apex to what is Sunset been?
Who's saying in the comments to not jinx him, but unfortunately, I think I've jinxed 2 people tonight too. I've jinxed Gunther Rowe earlier when I was talking about him, and I think can't remember who it was earlier in the night, but he's definitely got the old afterburners on. Matty Clark does, but in terms of VE, it'll be very interesting because Matt's on about 29-ish, give or take. Harry's on 35 and Nate's on 32. So very, very interesting when it comes to the pit stop.
Yeah, so Eddie probably got what, predictive around 5 odd laps left in this thing?
Yeah, I would say about
right?
5. Yeah, about 5 odd laps. Yep. Now Lawrence could go another lap if he wanted to, possibly. I don't think he will, but it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, so now with that seems to be where the guys are making, Isaac, if they, and I mean, we saw, I think it was Pete Dawson the week before ran an extra 2 laps, and it served him very, very well, I think. And as we just see, so that's Matty Clark coming up on Maxime, who is going to the pit lane. So tricky pit entry there. Obviously,
it is a tricky pit entry there, isn't it?
Yeah, they come in. They come in somewhere. Where is it? It's off of the Ullman Straight before Sunset Bend. You can just see Matty Clark read it pretty well then.
Yeah. Anyway, so look, I'm back now, clearly.
Yeah.
And I noticed Matt Clark's still in the lead with a very healthy lead. So the guy's infallible. It had 2 guys pumping his tyres up for the whole time I was gone, and he's still on track. Oh dear. How do you stop this guy? Harry Lawrence in chase, Nathan Bewley. These guys still pretty much. If we get this shot down the back here at a couple of these straightaways here, you can actually see these 3 cars in camera shot together.
Yep.
There goes Matty. And there is Lawrence and Bewley in tows. Those boys all in camera shot. That is a close race, guys, for the top 3 in a race like we have here at Rainlight Racing on a Monday night. Hour and 15 minutes, just enough to throw a little bit of strategy in the mix. Just behind that trio is another trio in Joseph Marnie, Nick Firth and Pete Dawson. J-Man, that has been going on literally like the battle at the top, the whole race. So these guys going hard, so plenty going on.
Yeah, plenty going on, for sure. And also Carthen and Rowe looking quite close on the Delta there, so it could be one to watch as well.
Yeah, so that's a recovering Gunther Rowe, Isaac, and he has been making some good inroads actually into the deficit of Sam Carson there. So look for that one there to get a little heated shortly. Gunther always one to take opportunities when they present themselves too. He doesn't second guess his ability to put a pretty aggressive pass on. If he sees the opportunity, he will send it in there, and I think opportunity for him will be down at 17. We'll find out soon enough. It's quite close at the moment. If you get a good run out of the right-hander here, you'll just see him take a little wider, takes a little bit more curb. Carso with a little bit of pickup on the grass there, still holds a good margin, but we'll see how deep Gunther Rowe runs it in here.
Yeah, tricky entry here. It's weird, and we saw there. See there, they're right there. Gunther with that tight entry there. We saw that with Firth earlier.
And Matty Clark runs that line. Yep.
Yeah, nearly tagged the wall there. So some boys choosing to run a little bit wider, allowing them to pick up the throttle maybe a smidge earlier, or at least harder on the exit with a straighter run out of the corner. But either way, it's such a long corner. There's multiple different lines you can run through it. it's and the bumps. I mean, look, you know, is the McLaren better than the Porsche? Who knows?
Yeah. Hey, look, one thing we do know is we know that Sue Clark's got a direct communication normally, or pretty accurate communication with her son. And I wonder how aware Matty Clark is that he's around about 9%, 8.5%, 9% short on VE versus the competition in second. I reckon he'll be aware of it. But that's a big number, guys. And that has been building since the start of this race by way of consistently running 3.9% averages through the lap. And, Matt, I can't stress enough about what that means at pit time. I mean, you look at it now, 3.7 seconds. I saw it earlier in the lap, drop down to 3.2. That's a little bit of that bottleneck effect that we'll see in braking zones. And we see Harry Lawrence opting for that completely different line through 17. Matty Clark runs it in like we just saw Gunther Rowe do.
Nice and tight early, arrest the car through the middle of the corner, and then work the throttle on the exit.
Yeah, okay, so Sue's just tuned in, yeah, pitting on at 22, but very aware. So that's interesting. So obviously, Matt, at 10%, it's got more in it. He could go to 23 by my calculation, I think, but a little tight. So maybe he's thinking this is the time. Gives him still a good half an hour to try and make of it what he will. But yeah, 3.7 seconds.
So lap 21, ladies and gentlemen. We will be watching, which is, where are we at? 33 minutes left to run, or a little over 33 minutes to run. So definitely well over half distance in the race now. Again, like we mentioned, you can see Matt Clark, they're right there, and Lawrence and Bewley. Only takes a sweep of the camera there to have all those guys in a shot. So still a very close battle at the top. It is a battle for the in the pit lane. J-Man and Isaac have already pointed out very clear. J-Man's had the MATCHFIT abacus out all night on this one.
Well,
So-
it's still at work. It's still at work.
It's still at work. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, we started off talking, and Isaac, we both picked up on the Marnie battle, and we were saying, you know, if he was losing energy and time, maybe just focus on himself or look to get past. Well, look, he's the head of this trio, which is Marnie, Firth, and Dawson. But I tell you what, he's got one thing going in his favour.
Yep.
He's got a bit more.
It's that burn, isn't it?
No, he hasn't actually. It's actually Pete Dawson with the numbers in that battle. So look for Pete Dawson to try and play a little bit of leapfrog at pit time here. I thought Marnie's was better. I picked up on a lap that his was pretty good, but Pete Dawson 4.1%, 5-lap average versus Joseph Marnie's 4.4. So look for that one to be similar to. Who did we lose?
Oh, got one drop.
No, we're good. I just saw a little bit of movement. It must have been Gunther Rowe, incredibly close to Carso. And he takes this inside line again, right down on the inside. It's going to threaten here.
Yeah,
Carso should have the drive.
Is he going into the pits? He's the final corner there. He's definitely not going to the pits. What am I thinking? But he's got him down the outside, though. Can he make it live on the outside? Pressures. See how he just pushed Carso to the inside there a little bit, which will shallow Carso's line.
Carso will get the run there, inside line for the next corner.
Ooh, this is on.
Ooh.
Oh, Gunther, brave around the outside. It's going to make
Wow.
it live there. That is impressive.
Wow. What a
Great
move.
move by Gunther there.
Absolutely.
He's lost the rear there, out of 5.
So literally set that up at least 2 quarters ago. Gets it done on the 3rd corner.
Mark into the lane.
Carso is just like, what just what just happened there? He's on it. He's just like, I know, I got to get that one back.
Tell you boys, I just watched Matty Clark come into the lane, and that pit lane entry was picture perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely left nothing on the table on the way in.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
difficult to do, J-Man. You know that as well as I do. Puts Harry Lawrence and obviously Nathan Bewley out in front, first and second respectively. We will stay on Carso for a little bit longer as he chases back. Who else we got in the box there? Nick Firth in. Marnie
Joseph
in.
Marnie. Yep.
So here
Looks
we
like
are.
Lawrence and Julie stayed out.
Yes.
Matty Clark just rolling out now. Where does he come out? And this is critical where he comes out. I know he's not, you know, in theory racing for position when he comes out into the field of cars. However, it can interrupt his progress. And
Nothing but
comes
fresh
out
air for Matty Clark on
super
exit.
clean,
Davo.
fresh air there for Clark. So very lucky.
Firth with a drive-through is going to take him out of the battle with Pete Dawson and Joseph
Are
Marnie.
you serious? So that's too hot in
hang
the
on.
pit
No,
lane. Surely,
apology.
is it? Is he
Was it?
you sure?
No, it was Gunther Rowe. My bad.
Gunther Rowe with the drive-through. So that again, that's a pit infringement, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah, and that'll allow Sam Carson just to relax a little bit on his in lap here. No, Sam Carson's already stopped. Sorry. Oh no, he hasn't. 5%.
No,
Data's
Carson hasn't
going
been in
in
yet.
whack. Yeah, 5%. So he'll be coming in. Look for Harry Lawrence to maybe come in, and this should be an overcut situation. No, he's going to go out. He's going to stay out there one more lap. And this is
it's the
this
pit
is
lane
the right.
way back there, is it? Like
Yeah,
even further.
yeah.
Oh, it is too. Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. Davo just catching up here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no, look, they come in between
Yeah,
15
a couple
and
of corners
16.
before that. Yep.
Yeah,
I
they're
get
going
it.
to run all the way down
And
there
receive
to the
Bewley
Elman
in.
straight.
Yep. Okay, Nathan Bewley in. Here we go, guys. Given the numbers, I mean, surely we're going to see Matty Clark out in front, but where is Nathan Bewley and Harry Lawrence going to land here?
Yeah,
That's what it all comes down to.
yeah,
Yep.
100%. Harry's pushing. I'm just watching Harry at the moment, and he is really, if this is his in lap, he is pushing super hard. And another drive-through, so that's Pete Dawson and Ken Dugdale with drive-through. So this pit
Both
lane
of
really
them.
catching the drivers out. Yep.
Okay, so I was just going to call those boys actually coming in, but there you're saying they have actually picked up drive-throughs as well. So just rolling out, that's Crossland in the pits. Oh, that's Carso just rolling in, should I say. Whoa, it is all going on here, guys. We love the pit stops, J-Man. We always love the pit stops. It really does shake this stuff up, doesn't it?
Harry Lawrence, 45.8, sector 1.
We got cams on him.
Yeah, he's in the zone. He is in the zone. He was about a half a tenth off.
So where
his
does it
personal
come?
best.
Peels off. A couple of corners up the road here. They get through this
Yep.
nice flowy stuff here through the right-hander. This little prickly little right-hander. Oh God, I've got terrible memories about that corner, getting over the curb on that and flicking it into the fence on the right here. But so somewhere just here,
Yeah, you'll
is
see him peel off to the right here.
where
Stay in the
we're
lane.
watching. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
You watch the aggression here on the way through. He's floated out to the right here. Just missed that. Down on the brakes for 60k.
Woo.
Gets it back to 60k beautifully.
Big stop,
No issues
J-Man.
there.
Big stop, bro.
Knocks that cone
Just to
out the
cut you
way.
guys off is Bewley. Bewley's only 2 seconds behind Clark now as well, so he's closed the gap.
Open guns. Yep. So if Bewley made that much margin, it is
Whoa.
going to be tight here
So-
for Harry Lawrence. He was the best of the rest energy-wise. He was actually
Okay.
the top man.
So that's just the energy, obviously the fuel reload on Clark's car compared to Bewley's car has given him that advantage, hasn't it?
Yeah, less time doing it.
Yeah.
Harry Lawrence lights him up as it comes off the jacks.
Oh man, that seemed like a very short amount of time. Has he got enough in that car, J-Man? We've seen mistakes in the past.
Oh look, his car is so much more efficient than Matty Clark's. He only
Oh, he's
needed
coming
to put
out of the pit
55%. And Harry Lawrence is on the
Oh,
gas. He's got
and
this
and
done.
he's got these guys. Look at him
Yep.
in the background. That is Matt Clark and in the background. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The boys have been talking about it literally for nearly the last hour as we've been trying to work out what these guys are going to do. And there it is. There's a shakeout. Oh, has Lawrence put enough in? Has Clark put enough in? Has Bewley put enough in? We will soon find out. Marnie now in front of PD with Firthy. How many guys got a drive through just then, J-Man? That was Firth.
Three drivers.
So, Rowe, PD.
And Ken Dugdale.
Oh, and Firthy. Oh, no, it was actually Dugdale instead of Firthy. But Firthy there just touching guards, as we see on camera there, with Steve Crossland in number 43, Sim Black's Aston. A couple of Aston Martins going at it through T1 there. It was actually out of the final corner there. Little, slightest rub on the guard there. Firthy just letting Crossy know that he's got his measure. Just up in front there, that is PD. Put the pressure on Joseph Marnie. Now with, what do we got? Just under 24 minutes to run in this race.
PD's still got a drive through to serve here, mate. So, Joe doesn't even have to fight this year. This is taken him out of it. But I'll tell you what, if we could just go back to Nick Firth was there contact with Crossland and Firth? I think there may have been, yes, definitely, because Firthy is waiting. Yeah, he's waiting for Crossy. I was about to mention the confidence it looks like, Isaac, that Nick Firth has in the front end of that car. He looks to roll it in from the brake zone to the middle of the apex really, really quickly. He's got good flow on corner entry to this car, and that probably is a catalyst to what maybe just happened there with him and Steve Crossland.
Yeah, for sure. He probably just wasn't expecting Crossy to slow up as much. And then obviously with the different speeds, as you were saying, with Firthy being much more comfortable in the front end of the car, he just unfortunately wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, and when you're already, I suppose, so committed, it's hard to arrest the car that little bit more, isn't it? When you're already committed anyway.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like once you're turning for the corner, you're turning. It's very, very hard to then suddenly turn a completely different way.
So that was around a net gain of 7 seconds for Harry Lawrence by, I guess, paying the invoice early and getting some credit for driving that thing to a number. It was still a quick number. It just seems to be really efficient out there at the moment, because the margin at the moment is 4.9 seconds. We saw him come in 3.6 seconds the difference. He did just do a 2:02.9 versus Matty Clark's 2:03.1, so pace has come back to that Mercedes after the pit stops. Not so much for Clarkie's car. He needs to probably drop back down into those 2:02s. Easier said than done. As Bewley rolls the car. Rolls the car. His roof.
Good luck, Bewley. That's twice in a row.
Wow.
Maybe it's the Tokyo taxi curse for him.
Wow. As the cameras just pick up on the end of that, boys. Now, J-Man, we know how hard it is. We've watched these boys try to get these cars back to the pits before with no real way.
He's not far from the pit lane, mate. He's about to
and look
get
at the
there,
front. So... It doesn't look good in the front either.
No.
I really wish we could see a replay of that, because I would be very, very curious to see how that even happened.
You and me both, my friend. You and me both.
I caught it. I caught it live, and it was big, lads. It was big.
So Bewley now back. Lawrence out in front with a reasonable air gap back to Matt Clark. Actually, a very healthy air gap back to Matthew Clark. Joseph Marnie, and you did call it at the top of the broadcast, guys. Watch that space. Joseph Marnie really has. I mean, admittedly, gifted a position here or there, but you've got to keep the car pointing in the right direction. Marnie has definitely done that. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
look, I missed the predictive pole time, but one thing I did call is I said Joseph Marnie starting for P7. I said,
Yeah.
look, I think that's the top 5 car. Well, he's gone better than that. He's currently sitting P3. There's
on the
a
podium.
15-second gap back to Firth. I like what I'm seeing here from Joe. And, mate, wouldn't it be nice to have a chat to this young fella on the comms box afterwards, because he's really earned this one.
He's definitely.
Yeah, he's kept his nose clean, and you know, didn't put his nose anywhere silly. And yeah, at this current stage, well deserved 3rd position for Joe. So well done, mate.
Yeah, I like it. Bill on the hill. It'll be a Jodium. That is a banger. It's the sort of stuff I expect to come out of Davo's mouth, mate.
Oh, man, this guy's. We need to talk. This has got to come. You can write my material any day, brother.
Hang on. The ink's still wet from bloody Isaac, mate. We haven't paid that tab yet. Come on, hold up.
Working overtime here, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. No, fantastic calls actually tonight. Very welcome addition to the comms box. If for whatever reason you've just tuned in, you do have 3 in the box tonight. We are honoured to have Isaac Ichikawa in the box. Obviously, you'll see him occasionally out there on track when he is back in the land of the long white cloud. But however, at the moment, calling this one from the Big Apple, New York, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Good to be here, and we've had great action on track. The boys leaving nothing behind. They're just full send mode, and it's great for the viewers, great for us.
Absolutely. So good to see Maxime Mollier out there, currently P11, and just really banking these laps. Obviously a newcomer to the Rainlight Racing Series, and there's no better way to get yourself further up the grid than just keep banking these laps, get a feel for this game, get a feel for these cars and the environment around you. And I think he's doing a great job out there circulating. I've seen him with some big catches in the Lexus, so he's out there doing the business. So good to see him out there on track as well and going the distance.
Oh, absolutely, and in the right field of cars as well, J-Man, and the right community with the Rainlight Racing boys. Always super clean stuff, very gentlemanly like, and super clean racing, although very intense, as we've seen once again here tonight. Here at Sebring for round 5, ladies and gentlemen, it is the MATCHFIT Entertainment Rainlight Racing LMU Series. Sim Blacks on board as usual, giving away mystery prizes, always supporting Rainlight Racing, as does MATCHFIT Entertainment. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe and the notifications. Special guest here tonight, one of the drivers we do very much like calling, Isaac Ichikawa. We're very lucky to have him here live from the US tonight, and very early in the morning. I'm surprised J-Man and I haven't talked him to sleep already, but thank you, Isaac, for joining us here, ladies and that is worthy of 2 thumbs up right there, having Isaac here. So
yeah, absolutely.
Come on, guys, give us a thumbs up. It's coming up 6 a.m. here, so digging deep.
Big effort.
Yeah, it's a big effort, I tell you.
He's been with us since the hour of 4 a.m. It's a bloody good effort. Hey, speaking of bloody good efforts, guys, Steve Crosson's dug himself out of adversity here.
Yes.
And is trying to mount an attack on Nick Firth. And I tell you what, Crossy's not shy to put that thing really close up against the left-hand wall into turn 1 there. Doesn't probably require that mirror late in the piece. There's no one behind him.
Probably not, but anyway, there's no one behind him.
He does look comfortable. These guys, we saw them recently get together A little bit of contact, and we saw Firthy out of the throttle. I think he probably got the call from Crossy, play on, and we do see them back out there on track.
These guys with a little bit of a little bit of mischief there a couple of laps ago. They were battling hard, both very much good mates and great competitors. And it was just a little bit like, oh shit, I thought it was you first. No, it was me first. And it was just like, okay, well, look, come on, let's keep racing. And here we are, boys. Two legends from Rainlight Racing, obviously Nick Firth and co-founder or founder here, the legendary, famous Crossy, as J-Man and I know him, doing a stellar job in the official Sim Blacks number 43 Aston Martin here at Sebring tonight. Round 5 in the series. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, Nathan Bewley. Sorry, you go.
You go, J-Man. You go, J-Man.
I was just about to say, Nathan Bewley gets a big tick from me to bring that car in, fix it up and press on. I mean, you know, many a sim racer before him and probably after him would probably call that a night, but I just love it when I see the effort from these guys. You know, they play the averages. You know, they talk about you win your championships on your worst night. And I'll tell you what, to come and bring this home in P12 is better than a DNF. So shout out to Nathan Bewley. I appreciate a drive like this from a guy that's, you know, got a dig.
Crossy's just lost it, turn 1, unfortunately. Just a little bit loose.
And he was actually, at the time, side by side with Nick Firth, mind you. And Firth, although unforced error from Crossy there, I think Firthy actually got out of that a little bit, and I think he was enjoying the battle with Crossy there. So that has made him vulnerable to Sam Carson, though, boys.
Yeah, 777 McLaren here.
Crossland, should I say? Yes, definitely. 777, the 777 car.
Yep.
Yeah, Carson looked like he had some pace when he was up against Gunther, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do against Crossy in the closing stages of the race.
Yep, I agree. I think that will be a battle that plays out over the next 12 and a half minutes. Crossy will just be a little bit gun shy, I think, through a couple of those early corners, 1, 2, just to maintain the forward momentum. He'll just maybe just be a little bit tentative, but like you said, Davo, maybe there was just a little bit unsighted or something in the battle with Nick Firth there.
Yeah.
As he looks to have found his rhythm again.
Yeah, look, we were on the roof of Nick Firth's, should I say, Steve Crossland's car. Firthy they were side by side down into one, but there didn't look like there was any contact, and the Crossland car just getting a bit of a half spin going on there. So, but like I said, it almost looked like Firthy just backed off a little bit and went, "Hey, I've lost my sparring partner." You know, you know what I mean. You know the deal, guys. When you're having a great battle, away from any major top 3 positions. Look, these guys are out here to have fun, aren't we, guys? You know, like, so it's all about a smile on your dial and having a bit of a race. So Firthy currently holding down 4th position. Marnie with a healthy gap actually over him. The one, I suppose, to watch as we wind this down is Lawrence over Clark, but look, even there, that gap is massive, guys.
Yeah, he's extending. He's extending it. I've just been watching the Deltas, and he made 6/10 in Sector 1. Another 10th in Sector 2. So he's just, he's got this thing locked in at the moment. We talked about this at the top end of the broadcast. These guys in a championship battle, 4-point swing between these two. Harry Lawrence and Matty Clark. And I'm not sure what the schedule looks like for Harry. We lose him occasionally to a Monday night football session, and it's a real shame because I tell you what, these guys really go to war. once they get out there and they trade the times and they trade the track position. It's fantastic for us to spectate, and also yourselves to watch this as well. So, but a really, really measured performance at the moment by Harry. I think probably went out, saw the numbers were in favour of him, and just really backed himself, and obviously took his opportunities on Nathan Bewley early in the piece with a little run wide at turn 1 that we picked up on from Bewley, and Harry Lawrence went through and drove the averages there and just hovered around that 3.6 to 4.0 second margin, and I reckon he probably knew that was about enough based on what we saw. There was about a 7-second swing on the trading times in the pit lane by way of just making all that energy throughout that opening stint.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be sad to see Lawrence drop off if he does. Like you're saying, J-Man, he's a great racer. Races hard and smart. You know, as we can see by the way of his fuel saving, he's always looking at how he can jump someone, whether it be in the pit stop or on track. So yeah. Hopefully we get to see more of Harry Lawrence with the Rainlight Racing guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just under 10 minutes to go, lads, and can Pete Dawson dig deep and bridge this 2.4 second margin up the road to Ken Dugdale? That's probably one of the closer battles out there on track at the moment. Outside of that, Sam Carson, 2.9 seconds adrift from Steve Croston. We are winding this one down. Energy looks good from everywhere. Isaac, I'm sort of scrolling the numbers for the boys, and I don't think there's anything untoward. Obviously, Harry Lawrence, one of the lower numbers out there as far as what's remaining. However, we know we are on lap 33 of 37. So I think he's pretty safe at the moment, and he's got margin to play with if he needs to roll out as well, given he has got an 8-second lead.
Yeah, for sure he does. I'm sure he knows that he's generally pretty safe. The lap counter shouldn't go up at all. So yeah, Lawrence, Clark, all of those guys should be safe on VE and see it through to the end.
Yeah, big race, and plenty to play for. The boys just talking about Lawrence. Obviously, you know, commitments in real life over our virtual sim racing life, and yeah, he would be sorely missed to see him drop from the series. Because look, we not only do we love a great on-track battle, but we do love a points battle, don't we, guys? And we saw how close those points were, and you know, it's these guys that make that happen. It keeps that interest. It's so focused on what these guys are doing. Lawrence doing a stellar job here tonight. Like we've already mentioned, over 7.5 seconds in front of Matt Clark at the moment as he runs down the pit straight into the final corner. Matt Clark, here we go. We'll pan the cameras back. There you go. That's what 7.5 odd seconds looks like as he chips it into the final corner there. Sparks are flying off the front spreader there. And if you want to just have a look at when you go back another 40 odd seconds or whatever that is, what is my delta showing me? It's a lot. Anyway, that is Joseph Barty back in third position. So these guys in a class of their own, Lawrence and Clark, up to Portian, Marnie, not having to maybe focus as much as he has for the first hour of the race, with Firth well back after battling with Steve Crossland. Fourth and fifth respectively for Nick and Steve, famous Steve Crossland. Sam Carson in sixth. In there, Dugdale, PD, not too far behind. Gunther Rowe a little bit to the back. Robbie Mitchell in one of the Porsches there. And Bewley, like the boys mentioned, we love a guy or a driver, whatever game, whatever you're doing, whatever simulator you're on, not to back down, not stay down, but just get up and jump back on the horse and keep it rolling, guys. We love that. And that's what Nathan Bewley is doing tonight. Guys,
Yeah,
winding down 5 minutes.
For sure. Bewley's one of those drivers, Davo, that he's not a quitter, that's for sure. He'll keep going even if the like we seen earlier, car's got no wing.
Yeah.
Easy to just go into the garage and call it a night and head to bed. It's pretty late back home in New Zealand, so
Yes.
yeah, hats off to Bewley for continuing.
Yeah, we 100% rate these guys that when it's all gone up, basically turning to shit.
It's great.
These guys actually just carry on, and we love that stuff. That's the way we roll as well. So we definitely rate these boys, and Bewley doing that right there tonight and smashing out some solid laps and looking fantastic on track. No slower than he was earlier in the Lawrence, though, guys, as we start to really wind down towards the end of the race here, under 4 minutes to go, Lawrence out in front, well and truly by over 9 seconds over Matt Clark. Marnie, I did only just call these, and the gaps have changed considerably already. Another couple of seconds for Lawrence over Clark for starters. So Clark already off the throttle. Is he thinking about championship points? Is he just going, well, it's okay, second's it. There's no threat here. Just back off it a little bit. Does Matt Clark back off? I don't know.
Only Sue knows. Nah, I think.
Well, true that.
Yeah.
Sue, can we get comms in the chat? Does Matt know how to back off?
J-Man, get Matty Clark in here and just ask.
His time will come soon enough. I've actually got to go and restock the replenishments, getting ready for obviously the end of this one. So I'll leave you in the capable hands of Isaac Ichikawa and Davo here as I just go and grab some neck oil so I can get ready to have a chat with these lads.
You've got to stop the freeze,
Remember to put 3 in there.
There's all
All
important
3
stuff.
of us.
That's right, J-Man. Say 3, brother. Yeah, so winding down, and what a stellar race. Look, it has been stellar actually from the green flag. Amazing first couple of laps here. Very, very tidy racing. Little to no contact. Well, I don't think there was any contact actually in lap 1 and 2. Pretty well, but look, the most of the incidents that we've seen, I think you probably agree, Isaac, is guys just like unforced errors, like just guys just pushing hard, trying to make some gains and throwing themselves off.
Yeah, for sure. I actually don't think we've seen any contact on contact sort of incidents. It's mostly just getting on the power a bit too early by the looks of it, and doing the old loop-de-loop. And like you were saying, first great couple of laps from all the boys to go too wide through some of the corners through the first section of the track. It's quite narrow. Doesn't look as narrow on the video, but when you're in the cockpit, it's narrow.
There's not a lot of space out there, is there? And
Not at all.
And then when there is some space to deal with actually around Sebring, it is bumpy as hell. It's like, my God, this is a freaking goat track here. So.
What up, this lads?
Well, actually, Archie's approving because he's going off tits out the back here. As my pet parrot, our MATCHFIT mascot, Archie, just going, yes! Go Harry Lawrence as he rips that Black Mercedes round the final corner, probably for the second to last time as he runs across the start-finish line.
Yeah.
And only, look, 20 seconds, less than 20 seconds to go, 15 seconds actually. So Lawrence doing a solid job, well over 10 seconds lead over Matty Clark. Marnie, look, total standout, and J-Man did call this very early in the broadcast, and definitely one to look out for. What did you say? 7th? Was it 7th position?
Yeah, it started 7th. Sort of just had this feeling based on the practice session that Joe was going to really step up, and I thought, given the competition at the time, I thought a top 5 would have been a great result, given that, you know, Bewley and co around were looking pretty strong. But look, Marnie has just put together a very, very good race package here tonight. He has driven within himself. I was watching the times through after pit stops. He was hovering around that 2:04.1. He's out to a 4.9 now, but he just a very measured approach. And when I look at Nick Firth and the averages, I was looking earlier, and a 2:04.4 is Marnie's average, a 2:04.5 is Nick Firth's average. Now that's the last 5-lap average, so you know, even at the back end, no threat here for Jose with Nick Firth. Obviously a good 15 odd second margin as well. So yeah, well constructed from Joe, and it'll be a welcome chat, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a long time coming for Joe, so big ups to Joe, and well deserved. Kept his nose clean, had a good race, did what he needed to do, and yeah, got the chalky fish.
Yeah, absolutely.
And around the final corner as Harry Lawrence exits.
Goes out with a bang. If that's to be the last week that we see Harry Lawrence, he made it a big one, and it was a statement drive over Matty Clark, who comes across the line in P2. We asked at the top of the broadcast, could anybody stem the flow of what has been such a dominant series so far from Matty Clark, and it was Harry Lawrence. Now,
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, we didn't know, did we? Because it could have easily gone Matthew Clark's way again, which we have seen, obviously, over the last couple of weeks. If anybody's going to take it to Clark, it's going to be Lawrence or Isaac here. So
Maybe next time.
maybe
oh,
next time.
Joseph
Joseph
1%, and he was literally off the gas down the Ullman Straight. He was really stretching that one out.
I reckon he's just teasing Firth at that point.
Yeah. I think he's teasing us. He's going, oh, look, J-Man's got the calculations wrong. So nice work. Look, J-Man, like I said, you called it right at the top of the broadcast, and well done, mate. And you're totally right. Marnie did do a fantastic job last week and the week before. Nick Firth, cross the line in 4th. We're going to give that man a massive virtual high five. Steve Crossan, good recovery from famous Crossy as well. Sam Carson in the 777 car in 6th. Hang on, the numbers don't line up, Sam. Ken Dugdale in 7th. PD, unlucky for PD. Finishing in 8th as with after, what was it? Drive-through penalty, pit infringement, and Gunther Rowe in 9th. Robbie Mitchell, Nathan Bewley in 11th, and Maxine, you can see it on the list there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need to tell you anymore. You got the details right there on screen. What you don't have is J-Man in the hot box here, interviewing the drivers. Oh, we got this, J-Man. What's going on?
Absolutely. I'll be waiting for this moment, a special one as well. Obviously, having Isaac in the comms box as well, so we get to really all just jump in with the accolades.
Yes,
Jose,
come on.
you got us on
Let's
comms,
do
mate?
this.
Yeah, I do, boys. Yes.
Mate, big drive, mate. You got to be pumped with that one.
Boys, I am stoked. Matt Clark's been joking about a Jodium for this season. Got a little bit more pace, a little more comfortable, but oh, mate, I was not expecting it. Look, obviously a few things obviously happened. I saw like Nick and Crosby must have had a bit of a coming together after the pit stop. I managed to hold Firthy back for quite a bit there, but yeah, I heard something over comms that Crossy and him must have come together, which gave me some breathing room.
Yep.
And yeah, I had 20 minutes left. Thought I'd just settle in. Fourth is awesome. And then I saw Bewley's time just start plummeting in front of me. Figured something must have happened, and yeah, I noticed him duck into the pits for a wing. So it was very, very surreal. Yeah, a little bit speechless. It was incredible. Yeah.
Mate, we feel like it's been building. Obviously, Isaac up here in the box, and I'm sure he wants to fire a couple at you. But based on what we've seen in the recent past, this performance has been building. We've seen, some really, really high quality driving. I thought you started the race well, starting from P7. I've got to say, Davo, I put tabs on Joseph having a big one tonight, and thank you, Joe. You actually delivered for me, brother.
Thank you, guys. No, I appreciate it. I did have to admit, I had you guys in the back of my mind while I was coming towards the end there. Probably the best qualifying I've ever done, I think. Still feeling off pace, but felt comfortable at the track. Was happy with the time I managed to get during the week. So the starting in P7 was huge. Yeah, was huge. I think that was massive. And thankfully, I was thinking about this. Thankfully, got past Firthy quickly. I know that he can be a big, wide Aston when he needs to be, and so the fact that I got past him pretty early on, I think was pretty key.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Good stuff, mate. And Isaac, you'd be proud of one of your racing buddies in there making the podium. I know you're a big fan, and you could see this one coming as well.
Yeah, for sure. Big congratulations, Joyce. It's been a long time coming, as you said.
Thank you, mate.
I was saying to J-Man and Davo that you just got to keep your nose clean, keep it clean. When I saw Crossy and Firth, well, Crossy and Gumpua, having a hustle and tussle there, but kept it clean and got the chalky fish. So well done, mate. Long time coming, and hopefully we get to see you more up in the podium step. But you look more and more comfortable. This is your third or fourth season in the
something
Porsche?
like that. I think something like that. Yeah, I had a bit of a break and did the Merc for a bit, but that was a bit of a rough one. But no, Porsches. Yeah, I won't talk about that. But no, the Porsche. It's feeling good. It's feeling really good. Makes sense to me. So it's great.
Nice,
awesome
nice.
Stuff.
Well done, brother.
Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. It's great.
We applaud you, and there you have it. That is what they call the Jodium. So, Josie on the podium, and we couldn't be happy for you, mate. Well done. And you were trying to get to sleep after that.
Yes, thank you guys. I should quickly shout out if I can. Massive thanks to Brittany, my wife, and my boys Ezra and Augie. They're young and sleeping, but they always let me get on the race and in the evening, and they're always asking how I go. So huge shout out to them. It's awesome. Obviously you guys and Rainlight. You guys do such a good broadcast each week, which is so good. And Rainlight, such a good bunch of races. But also Matt Clark. Have to shout him out. He is the one pushing me on and making me quicker. So thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Awesome, mate. We'll play that one back for the kidlets tomorrow, mate, because you bloody earned that, Joe. Well done, brother.
Thanks so much, guys. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. There you go. Joseph Marnie makes up the third position on the podium tonight. Boy, did he earn it, guys. He really dug deep on that one and held his nerve and just raced his way to the front. Beautiful effort there. And the next guy, we used to interviewing this guy last in the evening, and I'll tell you what, he had all the early pace, did Matty Clark. We asked the question, who could take it to Matty Clark and stem the flow? Matty Clark, you got us on comms?
I do indeed, boys. Hello.
Another big drive there, mate. Great qualifying session, and then backed it up with some really, really fast early pace, mate. Talk to us about the race performance tonight, and did you concede at any point, or were you still pushing right to the end?
I backed off once Bewley had his apparent roll, which that's crazy. I'm curious to see how that happened.
It wasn't apparent. It happened, bro.
No, I did. I heard. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was it.
I was aware even from the start of the race that it was going to be another case of I either win on pace here or I don't win. I wasn't sure how much Harry was going to gain in the pits. It was more than I thought. I tried lifting and coasting practice earlier in the day, and I was about 2 seconds a lap slower, so it wasn't an option. Yeah, I just don't get it. I need to work it out. But yeah, I don't know. It might have been possible if I hadn't made as many mistakes early in the race as I did. The pace was good, but I also noticed that both him and Bewley saved fuel, and then once they had a margin that they were happy with, they started picking the pace up and pushing. And they were no longer saving as much fuel. So I was pretty conscious of the fact that I needed to be driving at like my optimal pace, and I wasn't. There were quite a few laps where I lost half a second or so, and those add up very quickly. So I probably needed to be perfect tonight to get the win. But this is a track I hate, so I'm very happy with second.
Yeah. Now, look, you talk about those moments, you couldn't do it based on coasting and trying to make the energy. However, do you think that maybe one of the critical moments was obviously Harry getting through on Nathan Bewley turn 1 early in the piece, and obviously Harry was I guess the guy out there that had the most efficient package here tonight, and like they did have good pace and still made numbers. Was that a point there where you started trying to save, or was that a little too early?
I just don't really have I just don't have the choice in regards to my pace at this stage. Like, it really is something I need to learn. So like I either drive as hard as I can, or I hemorrhage time. I definitely was hoping that Bewley and Harry would start fighting. And when I saw, I don't know what happened, because it looked like Bewley lost quite a bit of time. I don't know if he had a moment or something that let Harry through. But yeah, it was just kind of I just have to drive as hard as I can and hope. Really, is kind of where my head was at the whole.
Yeah. Hey, look, nonetheless, mate, it was bloody exciting because we had the match for Abacus going pretty bloody hard early on in the piece, because we could see that it was about 0.4 to 0.5% per lap. I think you were sort of averaging anywhere from 4.3 to 4.5, and he was consistently sitting around 3.9. So it was always sort of diminishing. As far as I think you and I talked this time last week about what that looks like with the overcut and time in pit lane, and we talked about what sort of time it made. I think at the top end of the broadcast I sort of said you'd probably need somewhere between 7 and 9 seconds, and that apparently based on my maths it was worth about 7 seconds. I think that to Harry, and then obviously when you guys came out, it was almost like your tyre never came back.
I have a feeling I cooked my tyres compared to him. I think Harry's very good at looking after the tyre. I have one. Like I know one way to drive, and that is flat out, and that definitely isn't good for the tyres. Like I'm sure there's a lot of techniques and stuff that I probably need to learn. But that's the fun of it, I suppose. I just need to put the time into actually figuring that stuff out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, look, you guys put on a great show tonight, and it was a great time to do it as well, because we do have Isaac up in the box with us tonight. And look, mate, he got a big dose of what it's like to be part of the MATCHFIT family and call this thing, and it certainly didn't lack any entertainment, did it, Isaac?
It's actually good fun. G'day, Matt. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good, brother. Nice. Good to have you here. I'm keen to watch the broadcast back and hear you guys chatting and insights and stuff.
It was good fun. So, good. Well done on your P2.
Thanks, brother.
It's just, bloody Harry the Magician, eh? I reckon we call him Harry Potter. He's just magic on the wheels, magic on the fuel saving. He's like,
he's
unstoppable. Yeah, but GG's on P2, well done, and I'm sure we'll see you back up here next week for Algarve, or Algarve.
Yeah, that's a track I feel very confident about. So fingers crossed. I've had good pace there in the past, so hopefully.
Nice.
I do need to acknowledge Joyce getting his debut podium. Unreal. I'm so happy for that guy.
Yeah, he gave you the shout out, mate. He took his opportunities, as we'll give to you, you know, but he did give you the shout out, Matt. He was pretty happy to be there, and he said he really appreciated you pushing him on as well. So
I've been waiting for the Jodium for a while. I hoped it would happen at Paul Ricard earlier in the season. Didn't quite work out, but I've been telling him it's coming. It's coming, brother.
yeah, absolutely. Nah, well done, Matty Clark from P2, mate. Any sponsors,
Thanks.
friends, and family you want to shout out? Now's your time, buddy. Well done.
I feel like I've already done my shout out, but I'll give a shout out to my friend Mac, who gets up at like fucking 2 a.m. in the States to watch my races, which is insane to me, but I really appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
that is
love
awesome.
that. That's dedication. What's his name?
It's
Matt.
dedicated like Isaac. Yeah,
Yeah, we're shouting that brother out. I tell ya.
yeah, 100%. Well done, Matty Clark. Look, the script might be written already, because I think maybe that is potentially the last time we see Harry Lawrence for a bit, which is a real shame, because you
That
guys
is
are
a
going
shame.
at it. But congrats
I'm
on
sad.
the P2, mate.
Thanks, boys.
All right, so there you go. Texas Brisket. That is Matty Clark from P2 here tonight at Sebring. And come off the man with the strategy and all the pace at the back end as well.
Mate.
Harry Lawrence, you got us on comms, mate.
I do.
Mate, well, I think Isaac's giving you a new nickname. It's yeah. I tell you what, mate.
It was
You're a
good.
magician out there. The fuel management, the energy management, plus the pace to boot, mate. Fantastic performance tonight.
Thank you very much. Yeah, tonight was mostly about managing tyres and the energy levels. And yeah, I knew I thought I wasn't going to be as fast as Matt tonight, but I guess I surprised myself a little bit.
Yeah, and look, with that, we picked up on the package that you had underneath you at your hands tonight. We saw that Matty was sort of burning around 4.5% versus your 3.9, but that was with pace as well too, Harry. So talk to us about obviously that moment for Nathan Bewley at turn 1, and you got through. Did that change your the way that you were going to run that race at all, slotting up into P2, or was it pretty much the plan was set?
Not particularly. I know Nathan likes to save a bit of fuel as well, so I was quite content staying behind him. And once he had his mistake, I was like, okay, I've got to now look forward and not backwards. So then I just saw the gap was about 4 seconds to Matt, and I tried to keep it around that for the rest of the stint.
Yeah, you did an incredible job of that too, because every time I quoted it, it fluctuated from sort of 3.637 to 4 seconds, and it stayed static there for such a long time. But that whole time you were just earning credit, obviously by way of having so much more efficiency through the lane. And I thought it was going to be quite close, but man, you came out with margin. And the other thing you came out with that not just the team up here picked up on, Harry, but also Matty himself, was just the way that you made the tile of at the back end as well, mate. So bit of maybe conservative driving early on the piece gave you some rubber later on.
Not sure. I'll definitely have a look at the tyre data in a minute to see how much better I was than Matt. I know he's a bit hard on tyres, traditionally speaking, so I also haven't gone up there, but I did have 2 snaps near the entry on 2 laps, which definitely didn't help a little bit, but they could have definitely spun me around.
Well, mate, it was another fantastic performance, and look, if we're led to believe that this may be the last time we see for you for a little bit, is it, Harry, or are you back for more?
I'm 95% sure I won't be racing the rest of the season.
Oh, mate, I tell you what, sad faces all round up there, because we love to see you, Bewley and Matty Clark, going to battle. No disrespect to anybody else, but you boys seem to take it to a whole nother level, and tonight was a classic example of you know, you guys at the top level of your game here. Yeah, just a truly outstanding performance. You know, the fact that you played to the numbers earlier on and delivered, and then like I mentioned, you watched the numbers at the back end, and you're making really good time. You stretched that margin out. I think the pit stop was worth around 7 seconds to my calculation, better off. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was somewhere around there, and then you stretched that out to above 10 seconds at the back end. So super consistent pace at the back end as well, mate. And if you are to leave us after this week, 95% wise, you will be sorely missed by your broadcast team and all your fellow competitors. And yeah, congratulations on the P1 tonight, mate. And maybe an opportunity to shout out maybe some friends, family or sponsors before you exit for a little bit there, Harry.
Well, firstly, I am going to miss racing. It's I do enjoy racing you guys on Monday night. I look forward to it every week, and I think me and Matt, we're going to have a great championship fight. I really do, which is a shame. You've been robbed of that. But I'd like to thank Impact Sim Sport behind the scenes for continuing to help with me and whatnot. And yeah, I think that's everything. I'm gonna miss racing for the rest of season 11.
Awesome, mate. Well, yeah, like I said, you will be sorely missed, and you put on a fantastic show tonight, and we will certainly look forward to the next time we see you back out on track, Harry. True professionals out there when you're at it, mate. So well done tonight, mate, and thanks for the entertainment up to this far, mate. And look, best of luck with your endeavours going forward. I believe it's probably the footy. So, mate, if you're as good on the footy field as you are on a sim racing rig, mate, look out.
I'm not, trust me.
Very modest as well. That is Harry Lawrence. Thank you very much, sir, from P1 here tonight at Sebring.
Well done, Harry. Good on you, mate.
Well done, Harry.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
Awesome. There you go. And that is it, lads. That is a wrap. We did have the pleasure tonight, Davo and myself, accompanied by Isaac, who, I got to say, mate, even on air live, you are absolutely made for the stuff.
Yeah,
you are.
Well, I was going to give him a rap as well, J-Man, because I think he needs to be up here as well, because he's done just such a freaking stellar job. As much as we are praising the drivers here, I think we're going to give Isaac definitely a big pat on the back. Virtual high fives all round in the comms box, ladies and gentlemen. Isaac, thank you so much, like J-Man saying, for jumping in with us tonight. You know?
Yeah, thanks, guys. I had such a great time. It was so good, so good. Even though it's
5
coming up
a.m.
6:30.
Yep.
6:30. Sun's coming up soon.
You'll sleep.
But yeah, I had a great time. If I'm ever overseas and the time or the schedule kind of works, I'll just flick you guys a message and see if we can do it again, because I thoroughly enjoyed the different perspective that you have up here in the old comms box. And yeah, what else can I say? Great racing on track. The boys left it all out on the track there and had nothing left to give. So well done to the racers. It's not an easy track. It's one that involves a lot of focus.
Yeah, very bumpy. Very bumpy track. Like I said, we enjoy calling it, not so much driving it. So great respect to the guys out there tonight. I think they did an amazing job. But yeah, absolutely. I don't see this being the last time that you see this trio operating together up in the comms box.
Triple trouble, I reckon.
Yeah, triple trouble, and I think it worked oh so well. So look, I think we might let Davo pay the bills and sign that one off. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Davo.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the great night.
Awesome. Like, a pleasure, obviously, Isaac, to have you on board. Thank you once again. And yes, we will just make a couple of quick shout outs. We're going to obviously thank, the boys at Randlock Racing here on track tonight for putting in a fantastic freaking show. we're going to thank Sim Blacks for being on board and supporting grassroots sim racing with Rainlight Racing. We're going to just quickly thank ourselves, MATCHFIT Entertainment, for sponsoring the event as well, and the series in the process. Thank you to all our viewers. And look, just remember, this Monday night, we've got so much going on at MATCHFIT Entertainment throughout the week. Obviously, tonight, you've just witnessed awesome stuff. But Tuesday night, we have Supercars NZ with their final round. Yes, J-Man. Final round tomorrow night in the iRacing V8 Supercars Series. One of the biggest in Australia and New Zealand. Wednesday night, we're doing Porsche Cup stuff with SCNZ iRacing as well. And we're not over yet. Yes, Thursday nights, we are over at SCNZ again for ACC content. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, all you viewers. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, J-Man, for joining us once again. Don't forget, hit the like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your aunt. Tell everybody to join in again next Monday. Well, bye for now. Portimo, I think it is, next week.
I'll go. Yeah.